Oh, wow. Hacksaw Ridge tells the true story of Desmond Dodd, the first conscientious objector that actually went into battle in World War II without a weapon. He didn't want to kill anyone, he didn't agree with holding a gun or taking humans' lives. The only person in history that went into war, in World War II anyway, without a gun, and the first conscientious objector to receive the Medal of Honor for the bravery and courage that he had. Directed by Mel Gibson, the film stars Andrew Garfield, Teresa Palmer, Vince Vaughn and Sam Worthington. Now, going to this film, I was really excited, seriously. My most anticipated films of 2016 were probably La La Land and Hacksaw Ridge. Like, I was really looking forward to this. I could not wait to check it out. Unfortunately, for some unknown reason, I don't know why, Hacksaw Ridge was only released in the UK like the 27th of January. I don't know why, I wasn't any way I could see it early. All the other films I wanted to see, I was able to see early, like La La Land, Manchester by the Sea, A Monster Calls. I had to wait on Hacksaw Ridge. Was the wait worth it? Fuck yes! Oh my god, sorry, but I'm going to get a bit passionate and a bit heated in this review because, my god, this film was absolutely extraordinary. It really hit me in a way that a few films ever do, and that's the sign for me of a great film, when a film is really able to hit you and have a really big emotional impact on you, because Hacksaw Ridge just floored me. And getting into the specifics of what I actually liked, the performances were great. I mean, I'm so glad Andrew Garfield got nominated for this over Silence. I think he was good in Silence, but in this, he was really great, to the point where he just disappeared. You just didn't see Andrew Garfield, he just became that character. You really bought into him as Desmond Dodd. Some people have said, the accent's a little kind of, a little hokey, it doesn't sound very convincing, but I would argue that it was meant to be over the top. I mean, he's from Virginia, I think, so it's like a deep, southern kind of hillbilly kind of accent, so it's kind of meant to be kind of over the top, and I think Garfield did a really great job embodying that character. Also, Hugo Weaving. I can't believe Hugo Weaving didn't get a nomination for Best Supporting Actor, because he was incredible in this film. Again, another very kind of powerful, emotional performance. I think he was really deserving of a Best Supporting Actor nomination, so I'm kind of a bit annoyed with that. Teresa Palmer is also in this film. She's not really in that many big films. She's had kind of like meh roles in like mediocre movies. She was in I Am Them Before. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. If you don't remember that, I don't blame you, but she's been in a lot of kind of mediocre, kind of throwaway films. But what I liked about this film, and what I like about Mel Gibson, is that he gives, especially with this film, is that he gives these kind of actors that are often in just mediocre throwaway films, he gave them really good roles in a really great film, and really gave them the opportunity to shine and show the world how great of actors they really are. Because Teresa Palmer, Vince Vaughn, Sam Worthington, all actors that are in most of the time in just pretty mediocre movies that don't really get much to do, but they all really shine in this film. So anyone who thinks neither of those are good actors, I'll say watch Hacksaw Ridge, because they're really good in this film. I like Teresa Palmer as the love interest. The first half an hour or so of the film, it's almost a love story. I mean, it is. I liked it. You could argue, it was a little corny, it was a little, but I liked it. I don't think it was cringeworthy, I don't think it was cheesy or corny. It was, for me, it was really charming and endearing, and I had a smile on my face. And also, talking about the other actors, Sam Worthington and Vince Vaughn, they were really great. I've never been the biggest fan of either of theirs. I think Sam Worthington's been in a lot of kind of mediocre throwaway movies, but he's actually a great actor. I think he's really great in these supporting parts in these more dramatic films, and he shines in this. Vince Vaughn is great as well. He's most of the time in these throwaway comedy films, but he's really great in this. He has a lot of comedic moments. But what's so great about the comedy in this, and the comedy that comes from his character, it doesn't feel forced. It doesn't feel unnatural or out of place. It's kind of like Spielberg humour, if you will. I'm not really making a comparison with this to Spielberg. I mean, maybe I am, but humour in a Spielberg film, it never feels out of place. It just feels just real and natural, and that's what it feels like in this. It's just humour that comes about very naturally from the characters, the interaction between the characters, the reactions that the characters have to certain kind of situations. It all feels very real and natural, and it all works within the context of the story. It doesn't feel out of place. Like humour sometimes can feel like it's shoehorned into a film and it just doesn't work. In this film, it comes about very naturally and it works. I'm glad they had that humour in there. It wasn't just really ultra serious. But as I said, I can't go without this review movie without talking about the war sequences. There's a lot of people, and pretty much everyone, have raved about the war sequences in this film. And not that I didn't believe it, I was like, it's not going to be as good as everyone making it out to be. It's like everyone's saying, it's like, oh my god, it's like the best thing ever since like Saving Private Ryan. I'm like, really? Are you really going to go that far? But oh my god, I mean, people aren't overblowing this. If anything, then they're not exaggerating enough. The war sequences in this film are truly remarkable. Seriously, the highest praise I can give a film is this: that when the war sequences started in this film, even though I liked what came before, the first half of the film I thought was good, as soon as the war sequence started, it's almost like the film ended and I wasn't watching a film anymore. It was like I was no longer watching a film, I was in World War II watching a battle. That's how good this film was. It was no longer like I was watching a film, it was like I was actually in World War II watching this go down. It was so intensely horrific, just real, visceral, powerful, intense, emotional. Oh my god. Even though I like what came before, as soon as the war sequences kicked in, the film goes up a gear into just a league of its own. It's just so incredible. Seriously, it's what I love so much about Mel Gibson. He just really goes for it and doesn't hold back. If any other director may have just held back a bit, you know, Mel Gibson just really goes for it. These war sequences were just so intensely visceral and just relentless and just no holding back. I absolutely love that. Nothing was sugarcoated at all. It wasn't like some kind of glamorous Hollywoodized depiction of war. It just felt like we were in the war watching this battle. That's how good it was. The true story as well. That's what makes it even more incredible. This actually happened. You know, the war happened. This guy actually existed. This guy actually did this in real life. And it just blows my mind. It's just such just a remarkable, astonishing true story. I get most emotional when I'm witnessing something that's just so incredibly inspirational and heroic. Something that actually happened, a guy that actually existed, that actually did these things in real life. This guy doesn't believe in violence, and he's in this just extraordinary battle of human atrocity with mass genocide and murder going around him. Death and destruction surrounds him, and he's this one guy making a difference, helping people, saving people's lives. Everyone else is murdering each other, killing each other, blowing stuff up, death, destruction, all this shit going on around him, and he's just running around, scamping around, saving lives, saving as many people as he can. He's running with people on his back. Oh my god, I was almost in tears. I practically was in tears. That's how much this film hit me. Watching just an inspirational, heroic, real person doing these incredible, astonishing things. And it really puts it into perspective for you. There's so many things going on in the world today, so many just stupid, insignificant things that really don't matter in the grand scheme of things. This is what really matters. This is something that really was important, that really did make a difference, what this guy did. Usually I'm just always thinking about what I'm going to say in my review or what writing notes, but walking like this one, I was like, oh, I was speechless. It just blew me away. So yeah, wrapping this up now, there wasn't really anything I didn't like about this film. You could argue maybe it was a little overly theatrical and over dramatic in parts, but I would argue it's a movie, you know. You know, it's gonna be a bit over dramatic and a bit kind of theatrical in parts because it's a movie, it's not a documentary, so they're gonna have to kind of tweak some bits and change some bits and kind of add certain things in there to just amp up the drama, make it more theatrical because it's a film, you know, it's not a documentary or something. So that didn't really bother me. It just made it even more impactful and effective to watch. And also, the only real criticism I have for this film, it really bugs me because apart from this, I think the film is just absolutely fantastic, and it's not a thing that really matters all that much. I just didn't get why they didn't do it, and it's kind of spoilery, but I feel like this is something that people should know going in. The end of the film, it doesn't wrap up with, you know, with a resolution in a sense. Like there's certain things that are set up and established in that first part of the film where you're expecting certain things to be tied up towards the end and they're just not. It's just all left hanging, it's cut off. I'm like, okay. I mean, I'm kind of glad in the way that it didn't have a stereotypical kind of neatly all tied up with a bow resolution, but there were so many things that were just left hanging in that first half of the film. You're like, oh, that's going to be revisited at the end of the film. We're going to see a conclusion to that with him, with his girlfriend, with his dad, and we don't see any of that tied up. I was like, okay. I mean, I think it was good in a way because it was good to have that lasting impression of the war, and then that ends the film, we get all the true story stuff. It just seemed a little weird when they didn't have a resolution tacked on it. It seems like they almost had that film, they just decided to cut it off. I don't know, it's just a little weird why they didn't tie all that up that was set up. They spent so much time establishing all that and exploring all that in the first half of the film, for them to not tie it all up at the end seemed a little weird. But I did love the film. It's more of a nitpick really, because it didn't, lessen my enjoyment of the film. It's just I didn't understand why they didn't do that. But I still love this film. I thought it was absolutely amazing. A phenomenal film, and it really hit me, had a really big emotional impact on me, and it just really resonated with me. Seriously, it's the highest praise I can give a film. It's rare that it happens, rare that we get a film that comes along that gets this much of a kind of reaction from me. But I could not recommend this film enough. If you haven't seen Hacksaw Ridge, go out and see it, because it's absolutely extraordinary. Every bit deserving of an Academy Award for Best Picture, Best Film, Actor. I don't think it's going to win any of the major awards, but it was truly incredible, truly remarkable, true story, phenomenally filmed by Mel Gibson. I just haven't got anything but high praise to give this film. I absolutely loved it. So with all that being said, not much of a surprise here, but Hacksaw Ridge, it has to get 5 stars. And there we go, that wraps up my review of Hacksaw Ridge. A little bit of a kind of passionate, unhinged, unscripted review, a bit all over the place, but I just loved this film. I just could not wait to talk about it and just tell you how much it impacted me and how I truly felt about this film. So have you seen Hacksaw Ridge? If so, what do you think about it? Let me know in the comments down below. And as always, if you like this and you haven't already, be sure to click subscribe to see more. But for now, I've been David O'Sullivan. I'll see you next time. Wow, it's good. Hacksaw Ridge, go and see it.